Welcome everybody to Sac Backyard. This is Chris coming to you from Sacramento, California, Zone 9B. And I wanted to give you a garden tour of my beautiful garden back here. I have over 70 different variety of fruits and things growing on back here, whether it be grafted or vines or little shrubs, bushes. I did whatever I could to cram it all in my small backyard. And over the years, I put in pollinator plants in between to kind of fill it in. Now it's nice and full. So I have a lot to show you. So let's see what's growing on. So let's start off over here in this corner first. I like to start over here. This kind of my entryway to my side gate. I do have HOA, so I have to keep my cans back here. But this is my little flower row right here. So this one's a carnation. The flower heads are actually just starting to pop out, as you can see. So I will give an update when they pop out. That's me and my wife's favorite flower, actually. At least for when you put them in the vase, the ones you buy in the bouquets. And this one right here, it looks like it's a cousin of the carnation. It actually has more flowers and skinnier leaves, but very similar. See? Bam. Okay. And then I put seeds. It was like a pollinator seed mix. So these are some of the plants that are growing out of that. We had a lot of rain this year, so they're actually popping out really good. This one, I'm not sure what it's called, but it looked like purple marigold flowers. So I thought it looked really nice. I think it'll bloom in the fall or maybe later in the summer. Sorry about the airplanes. We live next to an airport, so it's probably gonna be a lot of that. This one's salvia, purple salvia. The hummingbirds love this one. Yeah, so I don't see any bees on these ones, so it's definitely for the hummingbirds. And this one over here, it's called a kangaroo paw, and it's blooming pretty nicely. Has like this fuzziness to it, so it's a little different, you know, something different to look at. Kind of cool looking, pretty in its own way. So that's it for that. Then I got this citrus hedge right here. Trying to blend in all the citrus here. I have 4 different varieties of citrus right here. So this one's called a Mineola Tangelo. And as you can see, the blooms are popping out very nicely. And it does attract the bees. This is the first year I'll get fruit from this one, so I'm excited to try that. Right next to it, this one's actually Nagami Kumquat. So this one I trained just to be kind of slender and tall and go in the middle of these two. That one and that one. So, because I have one in a pot out in front, so I'm not worried about getting a big bush of that. But this one, it's a clementine mandarin, and I really want to get a lot of fruit from this one because we love it's actually like the little cuties ones that you buy from the store, the halos. So you could actually go back here, and as you can see, I pruned it so it's a little walkway. You can walk right here, and pretty sure it has some flowers down here somewhere. There you go. I know there's more down here. Oh, here's a flower. Nice. Okay, here's a bunch right here. So we'll be getting decent harvest, and they hang on the bush like for months and months. So that's the beautiful thing about citrus. And this one I've had for 3 years. So I've had to cut it down quite a bit, but I'm gonna just let it go wild this year. And this is a Burr's lime. It'll be the first year actually getting some fruit off of it. As you can see, here's one, and here's a bunch. So that's really good. A bunch more. So I'm excited about that. My wife is Mexican, so we use a lot of limes around here. So back here is actually my pear tree. It's a Bartlett pear. And I grafted a golden Dorset apple graft on here. So there's starting where the graft was. And it's actually more vigorous growing than the Bartlett tree. So here's the apple. It's what the foliage looks like. And some of the flowers didn't make it, but I do have some fruit on here. As you can see, some nice apples. Beautiful. And this one actually set fruit early on, my earliest one. Here's another one. Look at that beauty. And I actually did a video where I showed that it didn't need any other pollinators, even though apples need a companion plant to cross-pollinate. But this one opened early and it didn't have anything to pollinate with, but it still got fruit on it, so that was good. Kind of weird, but that was good. I'm not gonna question it. It's just a miracle, I guess. And here's my Bartlett pear tree, looking good. And since I have all this sidewalk space, I just let it grow wild over the cement. But I try to keep it pruned on the sides so I can get around, get the fruit. I keep the middle kind of pruned out. So I prune that out. Keeps the airflow, and then when it gets windy, it doesn't knock the tree around either. And still gonna get plenty of fruit. Here's what the Bartlett pear looks like. I'd say maybe half of the fruit fell off. I don't know if it self-thins itself, but yeah, we still got some fruit on here. All over. Okay, moving on. Over here is kind of my berry patch. So I just let all the berries go wild in here. But starting off over here, this is the Primark Freedom blackberry, and it's my most vigorous blackberry. I mean, I had one start down here a month and a half ago, and it literally went all the way up there past the fence line, and I had to cut off like 1.5 feet. And now it's gonna start side branching, so that's what you want. You don't want it super tall. You want more of the side branching, so you want to tip prune it for these berries and vines. And it gets a lot more fruit on the side branching. So as you can see here, we got a lot of fruit sets. Probably any day now they'll start turning red and then they'll turn black. So it goes all the way over there, there. It ends over there. It follows the lights, the string lights. And all the fruit grew on the canes from last year. And these new ones are gonna give me fruit next. So it's the plant that just keeps on giving. So I highly recommend Primark Freedom Blackberry. And down here we have some raspberries. These ones just kind of propagated themselves out, or maybe fell from raspberries and came from seed, but they popped out of the ground, came from this plant. And this one hasn't given me any fruit yet, so hopefully this year, but I don't really see any flowers yet. This one's a raspberry bush. It only stays this high. But all my blackberries, they set flowers, and I have blackberries going on. This one's a jostaberry. I just put it in this year. Oh, that's my son. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, he's my little gardener. I'm teaching him how to be a master gardener. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, gotta come out here and enjoy it with my son. So there might be some noise, but it's okay. So this one put on a lot of growth, all this green stuff. It was just a couple of twigs before. So I saw that at the store this year, and I took out the blackberry that was here last year because I didn't really like the fruit. It had a lot of seeds in it, so I replaced it with this one. Try the jostaberry. That's the nice thing about gardening, you know. If you don't like something, you could take it out, replace it. Or if something doesn't do good, you know, you don't have to be sad. You just replace it with something else. It's an opportunity for new beginnings. So this one, more raspberry, finding out. This one's my raspberry vines, so it gets real high. I'm gonna have to trellis it. And I think this growth is gonna get raspberries for later, because this one just grew. There was nothing there before, literally, but as soon as April hit, everything exploded in growth. So the only old one I had was this one. See, it's the brown. See, this is all green growth. This is the brown growth. And we have a couple, let's see, a couple of raspberries, yay. Look at that. And they are delicious. I've tried them before. So the raspberries are one of my more favorite, but the blackberries are really good too. This one's a blackberry bush. It actually stays that high, so it's really good, you know. Throw the small stuff in with the big stuff. That one gets big. These are small, those are small. Big ones around it. So that's how you do it in a food forest setting. So here's from that Primark Freedom. Way over there, we got our hummingbird feeder. So the hummingbirds come in. I think they might have almost zapped it. So here's the cherry tree. This one's a Rainier cherry. I did a video earlier. It got a lot of flowers, but it needed cross-pollination. And the other ones, they weren't flowering yet, so I didn't get any good pollination, so the flowers just dropped off. But this other one on the hand, see, I bent it out so that way there'd be more room and I could get in between these two. So that way you could fit more in there. This one's a 4-in-1 variety cherry. So it's Van, Bing, Lapins, and Rainier. And almost every flower got pollinated. And that's because they all opened the flowers at the same time. So that was really good. Look, I think this one's ready. First year that I'll get cherries. Super excited. But we're almost there. Any day now. I mean, look at that. Come on now. You can't beat that. That's beautiful. And over here, we got the 2 nectarine trees. I did some high density planting. So I put 2 next to each other and I just prune out the middle so to make it look like one tree. So as you can see, it kind of looks like one tree. I think I did a good job. But it's a white variety and a red variety. So as you can see, we got some good fruit. Zoom in. Got some good fruit going on. I kind of like it higher since I don't have much room to like make them wide and spread out. So I kind of still keep the middle pruned up, but let it grow tall. And I like the privacy screen because I do have neighbors. So it's a great privacy screen. So, and I bought one of those pruners on a pole, so I could just take a pole, just prune all that stuff off if I want. And we got some fruit up there. I got one of those fruit pickers on a pole too. So that's how I get my fruit. Look, I pruned it out so good you could even go in the middle here. Yeah, baby. So that should be ready any day. Here's the apple tree. It's a 6-in-1 variety. So it's a Golden Dorset, Gala, Fuji, Macintosh, Summer Red, and Gravenstein. But this one got fire blight really bad. So a lot of the flowers died. I'd say like 75%. As you can see, the flowers just, yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's too rainy. But I still got some fruit. So it still came through for me. And actually the Macintosh variety actually set the most fruit. There's some in there. So some here, some here. So I still got fruit though. As long as the tree doesn't die back from the fire blight, then I'm good. But I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. That's all I can do. If I see fire blight, I'll have to cut it out. But I wasn't gonna start chopping everything off and freaking out. So I prune it so I could go back here. And here's a Columbia Star Blackberry. So this one I just put in last year and it's already given me some fruit. As you can see, the vines from last year. Oh, there's a ladybug on me. A lot of ladybugs back here this year. The aphids came in the beginning and the ladybugs are just taking over now. So instead of freaking out and spraying, I let nature do its work. You just gotta be patient. So that one's doing good. Here's some of the new canes popping out. This one's kind of going under the tree. I might let it go up the trunk. This one I'm gonna have to pull back. I'll just wait for it to get longer so I could trellis it. And pineapple guava, it's a slow grower. So it's actually been in the ground for 3 years and only gotten this tall. But I do see some flowers about to pop out. So that'll be good. You could even eat the flowers, they say. Haven't tried it yet. All right, this is my little secret spot back here where I could go in solitude. My garden of solitude right here. So here's the apple tree from the back and the yard. I have a very small yard, so anybody with a super small yard like me, you can still put like 70 plus varieties of stuff. Just do it grafted. Look, 6 different varieties right here. This one is a black currant, so it has a little bit of some fruit going on. It's kind of cool. I just put it in this year, so that'll fill in that spot nice. See, over time you kind of see what goes good and then what spots you fill in. You got to be patient, find the right plants to kind of like fill in those spots. So that's what I did. 3 years. Look, I'm still putting in stuff. So back here we got the goji berries. I kind of wanted them to grow tall and kind of weep over the chair here. I could pick berries like above my head. That'd be pretty cool. And here's a pink guava. This one didn't like the summer heat last year because it got like 116 here, like right at the end of summer. So, but now it seems to like this early spring weather and late spring. But it is starting to warm up. It's in the mid 90s right now. So what I came to realize is guavas like shade from that hot sun in the evening. So I think it'll get some shade from these plants around here eventually. So that's that side. Over here, I used to have a passion fruit, but it went too crazy and I had to cut it down. But I replaced it with the blueberry bush. You know, kept it, put something smaller here. And this one's actually doing good. I put a lot of like peat moss in the ground and soil acidifier, because blueberries like acid kind of soil. So this is my test for in-ground, and I have one in a pot over on the side. So that one's doing actually better. But this one is actually doing good. We got some blueberries all over actually. So I would say success for sure. Look at that. And we got the pomegranate going on with some flowers. Looks like it's pollinated already, if I'm not mistaken. The trellis to hold it now. The trellis that used to hold the passion fruit. All right, so that's back here. Moving along. Okay, straight ahead is my little succulent arrangement. So these are actually, I believe, a year old. Yeah, a year old. So these get part shade because, as you can see, the sun is going that way. So actually my backyard is kind of more northeast facing, but it still gets a lot of sun rather than being south facing where it'd be super hot, because that house over there is south facing and it's getting too much sun, especially, you know, that hot Sacramento sun. You start burning up out there. So I think I'm lucky to get this shade. It gets all that morning sun back here is what's nice. So I recommend getting a house facing this way, because I feel like getting that shade from that hot evening sun is a blessing. But these have gotten pretty big, even with just that part sun from the morning. So they actually went to flower. It's pretty cool. They're slow growing, but you don't have to do anything to them. You just literally just water them once a month and let them grow they're slow growing, but you still watch them grow because they grow by the month instead of like by the week like other plants. And these actually look kind of nice. The flowers on this one. This was just 3 little plants I put in here, and it filled up all that space in a year. Look at that. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It was 1 plant, now it's like 4 or 5. It's crazy. Yeah. Here's another one. Kind of looks like a pine cone mixed with a rose. I mean, succulents are very unique, so that's what makes them cool. That's why I like them. And then this year I just added this one. It's called a pygmy palm. So it kind of has that thin leaves, but it like blows in the AC, and it I think it's gonna fill in this nice, you know, just give it a little bit of extra greenness, and it goes with the succulents. I don't have to water it as much, but that's why it looks kind of scraggly. I just put it in, but it is getting some green growth in the middle. So all you want to see is that nice green growth in the middle. It doesn't matter this stuff on the outside that looks scraggly and dead. I'm probably just gonna prune that off and let the energy go to all the new ones. So that's what you want to look for. And then we got the pomegranates, 2 different varieties to make it look like one bush, or one very big bush, or small tree, whatever you want to call it. One's a white variety, one's a red variety, the wonderful. So I keep it pruned in the middle. I could even go in here, as you can see. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to get back there. But got flowers here and there. And that's what you want. You don't want a ton because they get very heavy. Watch, by fall this tree's gonna be leaning over. Go back here. I put more flowers to bring in the pollinators. And here's a good example of what those wildflower seeds that I put down did. So they came out, as you can see. Got some wildflowers. Cool. And purple ones. So those are maybe the first ones to pop out. But nothing too special. It's just kind of getting overgrown, but it's okay because I have a tortoise back here. So it's free food for him and free eye candy for me. With all the rain, they really took off. More of those pollinator seeds. This one's really bringing in the bees over here though. It's a pincushion plant. As you can see, the bees are loving it. But it's getting kind of scraggly. I'm gonna have to cut it back. Looking beautiful though. Here's a shamrock that's been in there for a little over a year. So that one just flowers all year long and doesn't get out of control. And it brings me luck, the luck of the Irish. So here's a salvia. These ones are a different color from the other one. The other one was purple. This one is like a, I don't know, like a hot pink, a neon, pinkish purple. But very beautiful. That's how they start growing. Brings in the hummingbirds. One brings in hummingbirds, one brings in bees. That's what you want to do. Oh, here's some of the wildflower stuff. Another big patch. And here's what some of the flowers are looking like. So very cool. Enjoy it while it lasts because the heat's gonna take it down if my tortoise doesn't first. So let's back up. Here's the arbor and the tunnel trellis. heading into the chill out zone. That's why I like to call it. It's another place I like to hang out. Here's a cherry tree. It's a Lombard, and it just got done flowering, but it flowered right after that one over there, so I didn't get the cross-pollination, so I don't think I'm gonna get any fruit from this one. See, they just all kind of fell off and died. So you definitely need cross-pollination on cherry trees, 100%. Over here is the vine coming from my black raspberry vines, and this one is super prolific, just like that blackberry one way over there with the pear tree that I showed you earlier. This one is just setting fruit like crazy, and the bees absolutely love it. I'm telling you, they just love it. Here's what the flowers look like. So, I mean, look, fruit, 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 all the way down the thing. So I highly recommend this one. It's a black raspberry, and we actually have to be careful. I kind of roped it off right here to pull it back because it kind of wants to block the entryway. But it's worth the hassle. It's kind of thorny, as you can see, even on the, the stems of the flowers, it's kind of thorny. But it's definitely worth the hassle, as you can see. And I did get to try some last year. It tasted like candy. So this one over here is the grapevines, my 3 grapevines. Let's start off with this one. It's a green Thompson grape, and this one I've had in the ground for 3 years, and I have it trained down there, over here. Now I topped it off right here, and all this new growth, all this green growth is new, and look, it's just blasted to the top. And this is only a month and a half later that it's started to grow. But I don't see any flowers yet, so I think they might pop up on the side, I think. We'll see. But yeah, nothing yet, so it should start showing me some flowers. But yeah, nothing yet. I'm thinking on the sides down here somewhere. I don't know. But I mean, look how tall this one has gotten. All the way there, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. So, and no flowers yet, so hopefully pretty soon. Here's my red flame grape, and this one, I pruned it to about right here. I spur pruned this one, so I kept it long up here, but it hasn't set fruit yet either. So hopefully the same situation as that green Thompson one. So yeah, that's what it looks like up on top. But this one, on the other hand, this one's a golden chalice grape variety. I bought this at Lowe's. It was like some new variety that came out, and with the name golden, it sounded like it would give me golden grapes, so that's what I was hoping for. But it's more like a greenish yellow. So, but this one has given me a ton of fruit already. Look at this. Yeah, all the way up there, everywhere. Let's see here. Here's some good ones. Right there. Right here. So that's what you want to see. So this one's an early fruit setter. But I spur prune this one, and it's definitely a spur prune because that means the flowers come out early on the stem instead of like the other one where it just grows and grows and grows and then it finally sets fruit. This one sets fruit as it grows, so I guess just the first, you know, few nodes get fruit, something like that. So yeah, that one just filling in like crazy, going up my my string light here, rope light. That one goes over there to the bougainvillea. And yeah, so I'm gonna get some good fruit there. And then this one, the white raspberry. This one's actually a little bit invasive. I mean, look at all these stems growing. That started from like maybe 1 or 2. And this one's 2 years old. The flowers just fell off last year. So it didn't give me any fruit last year, but this year it's giving me a ton of flowers. But look at these, they look a little small. And I'm not sure what to make of it. If that's if it looks good or not. But the bees didn't really seem to be attracted to it. It was more attracted to the black raspberries. So I don't know. I even tried to hand pollinate it to give me some harvest, and it didn't give me a ton of flowers either, like the other one. So I'm not sure if it's worth the hassle because it's super spiky and it's kind of taking over the grape here. So I might have to get rid of it and put something else there. Over here I knew it was gonna get shaded out, so I put a foxtail fern because they like the shade. So that should get big. Here's my mulberry tree, my fruity mulberry. And this one actually got some fruit. I pruned it way down last year, and this is all the new growth. But it did give me some fruit. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to tell. Okay, but that's some fruit. And it's blending in with the grape trellis. I might have to prune that down and let the grapes take over, because I have another one right here. I could let this one get super big. And this one's the same one. I bought 2, but here you go. Here's a good one. You can see the fruit right there. They look super weird. 2 years in the ground. Kind of like little bugs or something, or hairy little fruits. But I tried it. It's not good yet. So I'm hoping they get bigger and juicier. These ones get a lot of shade down here. Oh, look who it is. It's my tortoise. It's my tortoise torta. How you doing, guy? Yeah? Like, getting some dappled sun. Hanging out. Enjoying the garden, the chill area, just like me. This is his home. So got the azaleas because they like the shade. They're called encore azaleas. They get bloom after bloom all season long, supposed to. So that one was a white one. These ones are red ones, that one and that one. And they have kind of gotten flowers, as you can see. But it died back, so I'm expecting another way, but it's getting that nice green growth right now. I just like the way they look in general. So they can tolerate the heat here, and yeah, they get a lot of flowers in the shade. That's why I like them. This one's a sky flower, is what I've heard it been called. But yeah, it was just a little thing, like about that big when I first got it, and now it's turned into this huge thing. But it gets all these veils of purple flowers dripping down, but that's not till the summertime, so we'll have to wait there. Here's my half a wine barrel of blueberries. Now I put 3 different varieties in here, so it'll get good cross-pollination, because you definitely need that with blueberries, and it definitely worked. Look at that. Bam. Blueberries. 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 Over here, this different variety got some blueberries. So yeah, and it just looks beautiful. But 3 different varieties. Let me see if I can show you. Here's one. Here's the other one. And here's the other one. So, hey, there's a frog here. Just kidding. So this is the main star of the show. My most vigorous grower. And I'm glad I put it in this spot, because it shades out this spot. It was supposed to be an ultra dwarf plant, tree, but it ended up being a semi-dwarf rootstock. So it got very big, and I guess this is the perfect spot for it. But I'd be getting blasted by sun right now if it wasn't for this tree. So it's a weeping Santa Rosa plum tree, and the fruit is supposed to get heavy and make the branches weep down, because they were sticking straight up. So that's the look I'm going for. So I pruned it in that style. I pruned out the middle and let the sides drape down. So let me zoom out here. There you go. Beautiful. And I did get a lot of fruit. So as you can see up there, there's a couple up there. And here's one up close. And I heard on the weeping Santa Rosa, they actually hang for maybe a couple extra weeks, few extra weeks from the regular Santa Rosa. So I let this one get kind of big, but I'm gonna prune it way down once it's done fruiting. Summer prune it. Here's the bougainvillea. It got too much green thorny growth last year, and I watered it and gave it fertilizer and stuff. I guess that's what makes it do that. So this year I turned off the irrigation to it. I took out the irrigation so it won't get water, and I'm not gonna fertilize it, not gonna do anything anymore. I put bloom fertilizer, so no nitrogen, just potassium, and the other one, and yeah, just so to give it that fertilizer so it'll just bloom. So I'm hoping it'll get some blooms, but it looks like this growth might have the thorns. We'll just have to see. It doesn't get a ton of sun just because of everything, but over on the other side it drapes down the fence, and there's a ton of flowers, and it's that beautiful bougainvillea look, the one I was going for. So it drapes down the other side. So yeah, I think that's it. Then we just have this decorations. I feel like I need a art piece or something here. Looks a little bare. So that's actually it. Wow. So thank you for going on the tour with me. I appreciate it if you watched this far. This is a beautiful garden I just can't get enough of. So I will give you tours each month and keep you updated. So let me know in the comments if you liked the video. All right, have a good day.